la vida loca. Living la vida loca.
Let me hear you say, get louder. Get louder. louder.
Everywhere. We don't need to think about it. Just come my way, 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 way. Girl, you know I need your body. Everywhere. We don't need to think about it. Just come my way. Girl, you know I need your body. Everywhere. We don't need to think about it. Just come my way. Way, 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 way. Girl, you know I need your body.
Only you had a motive for murder.
Yeah.
Hello, little beans, big beans, medium beans. How are y'all? How's everyone today?
Motive for murder.
Oh my goodness, y'all with the dice rolls today. You're really feeling lucky, aren't you? You're really feeling lucky. All right, let's catch up. Cone, hello, welcome on in. Spider Baby, hello. Napsu, hello. Mars Pup, hello. Pocket Wolf, hello. Vortex, hello. Phoenix, hello. Jess, hello. Biggie, hello. Oh, no advantage for Biggie. He's just a baby. Although I do think I need to clear that list. If anyone actually got it, just say so. But it doesn't clear automatically because, well, we know what happens. But if you haven't rolled for it yet, or you did roll for it and you got it today, just let me know. But yeah, it's supposed to be cleared at the start of every stream, but I don't do it automatically because we know how bad things get here with my stream disconnecting and everything. But yeah, y'all, everyone who was paying attention during the intro scene is exactly why I'm working on this app right now instead of gaming at the moment. It's because there's a huge bug in VNyan when running on Linux. I don't know what's causing it. There's a bug somewhere in the pipeline. Doesn't matter who has it. It could be this app, it could be wine, it could be bottles, but it even just escaped systemd slicing right there. I have this bottle's instance contained to an 8 GB systemd slice with only 400% CPU, and yet it somehow cut through the container and stopped the entirety of the operating system for a second. But because I'm running it through the command line, it was very, very easy to task kill it. Well, not so much, because like the GUI becomes unresponsive, but as long as I can click in the one spot and then can completely spam Control C, it will eventually shut down, versus trying to shut it down GUI wise on by clicking the X button on the app. You know, this thing right here, there'll be a double midnight exception. Oh, we gotta hide stuff again. One of these days I'll have a GUI that I don't have to hide. But yeah, we gotta click this. But when the process becomes unresponsive for the desktop, that's nearly impossible. What do you mean I like bottles, Biggie? I'm not cute. You're cute, Spider Baby. I'm big and scary. We all know this. All right. So first order of business today is to figure out why the materials list isn't populating inside of the app when we open this up. It should be automatically starting when we do that, but it's not. All right, let's see. So are we even getting anything coming in at all here? What is this? This is the renderer. So I can't really debug this with breakpoints. We got to do it the other stinky way until I figure out why they don't want to talk. But I've never figured it out, and I gave up a long time ago. So not the end of the world to do it this way. And then keep in mind, because I'll be restarting the program a million times, the bot commands may not go through, or they may get stuck if I'm out of breakpoint. So if you did something that cost points, just say something and then I'll refund them, because everything goes into the queue. What do you mean a bottle with spicy water in it? Does it look like I would drink out of a bottle? What kind of blasphemy is this? All right, so here we are. Here's the first run. And then we gotta wait for it to load. Someday I'll make it do it in the background, so it's just preloaded and the window's hidden. But that day isn't right now. Oh, cool. We already are on the breakpoint. All right, so it's trying to get the materials. Wait, now, okay, I understand what's going on now. This isn't gonna work great because there might not actually be a VRM instance yet. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so I found the problem. There we are. We're launching this what's it called? Let's unpause that now so things can run again. I'm trying to get the materials list before the avatar loads, and that can't happen. So we honestly need to put a ready state, you know, just a ready state emission on anything. So we're gonna use the IPC relay that has no destination, so it sends that to everything. So what we're going to do is basically copy this block right here, and we're going to just, you know what, no renderer.ready unless I have something like that already, which I could, or I might have broken it at some point. Let's do a file mask of JavaScript and in our directory, so that way we do it. So I might have stripped it on accident, so there's that. Happens. But I'm not cute, Cone. I am the biggest, most fearsome, ferocious wild dog ever. Everyone knows this. Everyone. Yeah, Jess, it's the same thing. Big, fearsome, ferocious, and scary. And what do you mean the answer is yes? Phoenix, the answer's not yes to that, but we need some watchers. So this is in the renderer. We need to find the renderer. Okay, we're in the renderer, and now I just need to figure out where I'm loading the VRM. So it'll be dot instance equals, so somewhere in the vicinity of here, like this function. Once we get done with the load VRM function. So the last thing that we can do, I think this is an async function. Are we in an async one? We are. So instead of firing and forgetting this, we're gonna await it now. Okay, so we await that, and then now we'll fire this to everything. Alright, so if we do that, I am curious though if this is gonna actually send it to itself. I don't think it will, but it would be kind of funny if it did. Oh yeah, I have no concepts. Let's see. Okay, we're just gonna do that. So we get the payload event. I'm pretty sure. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll just restart it again, and we'll eventually get to this event now due to that new one. But I'm pretty sure I can identify which channel it came from, and then we can just exclude that. Not that it really matters. It's not like there's a million communication channels here through IPC, so it's not an issue. But you know, if left to grow unchecked. All right, where are we? Pause right now. No idea. Okay, this is where I wanted to be paused, so this is fine. Oh, I know where we're paused. Let's fix that real quick. Okay, so we do that, and then I think in the event it'll tell us the window that we're in. Maybe. $1 million for nap time? Exactly. It's such a high number. I don't think anyone's gonna get there, but you might. But let's allow the bot stuff to continue again, and then we'll restart it in a moment to check. All right, let's see if it might be sender.id. Let's see if we get a sender.id here. Oh, well, we hit a send all stuff. But no, we're just stuck on that because we did that. We'll have to reload the app. Never mind. So I think it's probably, hopefully it's events. So maybe we have this, or it could just be ID. I don't know if we need the two-string part. That's just WebStorm trying to be fancy. All right, let's eventually get it. When it finally loads, ID 3. Okay, so that's what we want. So IP send all. Okay, so we are going to duplicate this method, sort of, kind of. Exclude sender. And then we'll do that. I don't know where all we do the IP get all, actually. Just right there for now, so that's fine. So we do that, and then we should be able to get the window sender here, which we'll look here in a second. Okay, so channel arguments, and then I think we'll make the ID the first one. So there's that. Let's go back to that instance. Got that, and then we have ID. Okay, so we no longer need a breakpoint there, and instead we will break point here. I think this is where we get it, but I don't know. This is what we're gonna find out here in a second. Now let's let everything go through. That was probably queued up, if it even responded and didn't time out. And now that might work. And then we can finish the ready state command, and then we just put a watcher on the view side for when that command comes through. And then on watch, we can on once that's done, we can make sure things are triggered in things that need to load. So here we are doing that, loading the data, and we're here. Do we get an ID? Window ID. Okay, so that's a 2, and then the next one should be a 3, right? And it's a 1. What? Huh. Seems to be a disconnect. Maybe I forgot to look at that, so we'll just restart it again. See what ID we're coming in here, because it did say 3, I believe. So it might be the web contents. I don't entirely know. Alright, so yeah, we have an ID of 3 coming in here, but window of Windows. Yeah, okay. So it might be window web contents ID. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, so we have an ID of 3 on the web contents right there, and then let's move on to the next one. And the web contents ID of 1. So there's that. So it might be the web contents ID. Which makes sense, honestly, now that I think about it. So we can't obviously do 2 ID comparisons, because the block scoped one takes precedent over the global scope one in the context of the function. So they have to be different names, or the comparison will just be comparing the exact same thing to the exact same thing. So if those, I wish the intelligent stuff was a little more intelligent. Okay, so if ID equals ID, continue, because we don't want to send it to self. Now we have a send to all except sender. This should work, which means we can do the VRM request materials correctly now. So we have that. Make sure nothing's on breakpoints at the moment. You're gonna hack into my project, Limby, and add pms.p8 or text? What is this? Do I look like I need any of that stuff? That's what you all wear. It's not what I wear. And PM, you're gonna bark? Yeah, you're gonna do the barks? Let's hear everyone in chat bark. Yeah, let's hear all of your barks, chat. Let's hear all your barkies. Or did you all redeem something? You might have redeemed like barks for all I know. Nope, doesn't look like it. All right, perfect. Oh, it doesn't look like the puppy protocol went through for Limby. At least I don't see a roll. Y'all need to tell me if it doesn't go through. I'm not gonna catch it 100% of the time. And it wouldn't be on my list if it refunded the points. Like if we're in a breakpoint, it's gonna be broken. So there's that back. But PM for Pits went through and you didn't get a good roll. Look at that. Yeah, you're not lucky. Nope. Eugene, hello. How are you? Swirl, hello. How was the crinkle the other day? What do you mean, Swirl? Why would I crinkle? Why would I do that? We're probably still in a state of I don't know, brokenness, because it's not a reset. So I will reset that in 5 minutes, or in 1 more minutes, once Pamper Pit finally cools off. Well, we're not in a breakpoint right now, so I don't know why it's not responding, but restarting it, breakpointing it, certain things can time out that shouldn't be timing out when I do that, but who knows? So you can try again in 1 minute. There's that. And I'm not a puppy. I'm a big dog. We all know this. We've been through this 1,000 times, 1,001 times. Chat. Big dog. You know, I got paws and everything. Do you all have paws? Oh no, you don't. You know why? Because they're faded. They turn into raindrops on you. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have this done, we need to go to the controls window. But first, I need to find anything that says materials. But I don't remember where it is. We definitely. Well, no, it's not going to be in that. Oh, well, there's the app going again, trying to kill itself. Like I said, I have things set up in a way that I can kill it almost instantly, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help the fact. What about Ribbit, Biggie? Oh yeah, it's really hard stuck now. It probably can't release a device, and if it can't release the device, the kernel will hold it in the state forever. So we gotta manually unplug the webcam. Why is everything so stinky? Why is it stinky? Okay, so we've unplugged the webcam. It should release that. That might not be what's holding it though, so maybe we unplug this. And if it can't release that, well then you're gonna be stuck without a mini-me. They have to completely restart everything to bring it back. Let's see what's holding it though. Yeah, something's holding it hardcore. Oh, okay. We finally got a sig term to it. Alrighty. Now it's done. That's done. I can reboot it, and we can hope it doesn't crash again. But now, for the second time this stream, y'all understand why I'm working on this nonstop. Because I gotta get a working solution here. And what do you mean, ribbit, though, Biggie? You're doing a fire type only run? Ooh, sounds fun, sounds fun. Although, admittedly, I haven't played Pokemon since Red and Blue. It's just a dog? Yes, yeah, I am a big dog. What do you mean stormy clouds on Midnight's chart? Do I look like someone that would have storm clouds? Anyways, let's try and get it back again. Or actually, let me ask Claude something about it escaping real quick and see if I can get a pointer. Okay, we can try apparently making it a forking service instead of a limit. So give that a try. Maybe we should go to C groups instead of trying the system D stuff. That might actually be better. Let me ask Clyde again. See which knowledge these things have in their head. Oh, well, this is a bit overkill of a script. Whatever. Read what it wants me to do. It should be like 5 lines for a C group setup. Okay, cool. Let's give it a try. Do the C group one. Not like script's insane, but I see what Claude's trying to do here. Here's my attempt. This is the C groups thing. So for all of you nerds, making sure it's pseudo. It's killing any instance of a bottle. This is the system C group path, and it's removing the old C group if it exists. And then it does a little bit of a cleanup right there at the end, and then it sets it up at this right now. But I don't really think I care about the cores. We don't need to explicitly limit it to cores, Claude. That's a bit dumb on your part, buddy. That for posterity. This we're gonna change this to 400%. Comment every last. Okay, so we have that. We have our CPU percent, which actually doesn't seem to be used anyway. Okay. There's the thing. Can we? Actually, that I don't want to limit it. Oh, it's the hard-coded value. Oh, I see. It's right here. Okay, that's what he did. I'm completely oblivious. So that's not how that works again. If we're doing it in microseconds, you can't be comparing percentage to microsecond. What? Oh, never mind. Okay, we're doing math above it. Okay. I see what's going on here now. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of math. It's per microseconds kind of thing. That makes sense. So doing that there now. Make sure we're not using this anymore, because I don't want to bin it to the first 3 processes, because there's no guarantee that nothing else is going to run on those cores. They shouldn't, especially if they're getting done that way. But let's see if we can. We're seeing if I can gel VNyan or bottles and VNyan a lot harder now. Like we're going nuclear here, in other words. Okay, so Flatpak doesn't like how they're running it. So let's see. Ooh, no, we're not doing CPU cores. I didn't apparently copy it. So another fun fact about Linux: copying in a shell isn't actually Control C, it's Control Shift C, and I keep messing that a lot. Okay, so we're doing it as the sudo user. Yeah, that's not good right there. Let's ask that and then catch up with all of you. Your puppy protocol redeem didn't work. Yeah, here, while we're doing this, let's restart it and then refund anyone who did something and it didn't do it. Let's see. You rejected that. You should have your points back, and you could potentially try it again because that was 9 minutes ago. You're just copying some barks you heard from a big dog once, Biggie? Yeah. Yeah, what was that you heard? You offer forking services now? I don't understand what you mean, Biggie. Are you legitimately thinking I just go around and like fork people and stab them? Just imagine my avatar shaking his right hand above his head right now. That's what I'm doing. But y'all don't get to see it because I gotta gel this process more because it's tried to crash my PC twice tonight, and I'm attempting to do that through C groups. We'll see if that works. Running Flatpak, the regular user now. According to them, let's go through this. I really should just tell Claude not to do this. How many times giving out bad things? We're not doing anything with CPU cores, bud. Not even gonna keep it in there. So doing that. And then where are we doing? Okay, so they're calculating the microseconds. Okay, so we're doing that. We're quite literally doing this, but I guess the slice is the C group name slice. Okay, so we could do that. CPU cores, nope. Said that. Not doing that one. Okay, so maybe this C group is a little bit better. Okay, maybe just maybe we've gelled it now. Well, no instance ID. And let's paste the script in real quick. Honestly, write this. That's not true. I tried with systemd. I don't know C groups that well, but I think that's the nuclear option. Okay, Claude. Point of this, it's literally the same thing as what I had originally. Literally, when I open this. Why AI is so bad and so good at the same time. It literally circled around to the thing that I had a problem with. I would show you the chat, but I'm cussing at the bot because I get pissed off, and well, I don't need passy time redeemed on me just for cussing at a bot. I don't have a good relationship with these AIs. I'm just saying, I would be the first one killed. I'm not gonna lie, I have no patience for them. I'm trying to hardcore limit the resource usage of VNyan right now through different methods. I only know the system D method, and I'm trying very hard because it keeps spiking the CPU usage to 100%, and it's going to crash the system eventually. It is an interesting game, Fetty. It's super interesting. Yes, Biggie, they are going to get Baby Gel in a heartbeat. This is just Fedora, Fetty. Just the KDE version. You can relate with those Claude moments, Limby. Well, supposedly I can try something called Fire Gel. I don't know. If it works, it works. If it exists, it exists. I don't care. Looks like it exists. Alright, so we'll install Fire Gel. See if it actually works. And we'll give it a try, you know. See if it could escape this gay baby gel, this playpen chat. Well, of course, it gave me an invalid option. This is why you don't trust AI bots and you cuss at them. Well, see here. There is no cuss words on this one, so you can see this chat, so you won't try and do it. See, I said, you know, to do something, and then it suggested Fire Gel, right? And it gave me this line right here, right. This is why I hate these things and love them at the same time, because when they work, but you do have to fix all the minor things. And then you do this, and it's like, Fire Gel uses a different syntax, and it's like, no shit, Sherlock. Now let's try this right here. Well, it said permission denied, so needs sudo most likely. No. I give up. If it can't figure this out, I'm just gonna have to keep doing it the system D way, which is fine. Wait, what? Why didn't that actually copy and paste? Hello? Let's try that again, and then I'll see what happened. I heard the alert. Magawa, thanks for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Blah. Oh, I did say a word, didn't I? Wimby, you're a gremlin. You we'll do that when we get back to the model. Just hold on to that. Hold on to that thought for him, everyone. I know you all want it. There's no point without the model. Let's see. We could try one more. We could try one more way. Okay. It says it's blocking paths. Now it's suggesting this. And now we're back to killing all bottles instances when running it, which I don't care. Now it's going back to CG groups. And the pseudo user. Yeah, this is why it's so bad and why everyone gets so angry at these things, or at least I do. Pretty sure we tried this. I'm pretty sure this didn't work. Oh, wants me to install an extra tool. Sure, whatever. Fine. The tool exists, so that's real. We'll give it a try. Anything to contain this. Oh, well. Said things didn't exist. But bottles started up. Let's stop bottles real quick. We might be back in business if this works. Well, it does do that, so there is that. Okay. Yeah, this is why you don't trust bots, but I'm not worried. I take hourly snapshots. I can always roll back to anything, and none of this stuff's permanent that we're doing anyways right now. So uno momento, I'm gonna remove these things. They're all failed stuff. Move, yes. Do that, and then let's remove the other one. Okay, there's that. Let's give this a try. I don't think it's gonna work, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones that was tried earlier with just a little bit of flavor wrapping on top of it. Yeah, I've literally told it this already, and it's ignoring it. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I know that right off the bat. And no, we're just gonna go back to this because I can at the very least escape this. Okay, well, it did some dumb stuff here that I have to fix, but I do know. 500 definitely. We we can stop it from using the swap because it does try and go into the swap space, and then maybe that's what's happening is we're just putting so much swap in that it's starting to drive the CPU up. Because what I want is I just want these programs to crash like legitimately that's in this group, and then I can just restart it until I write my own. And maybe that'll do that. I don't know. Let's give it a try. I'm tired of fussing with this. I can escape if I hitting Control C, and then things just go down for a little bit. I didn't save. We're trying to run the old stuff. This probably isn't real. Okay. Well, here we are. Without further ado, let's get back. Well, that's different. Tried to start a completely new instance of bottles. Oh, I shouldn't say it tried. It legitimately did. Yeah, that's I know we're going back to the original one, but we'll try with this. Okay. Oop, we don't need that if it's gonna be a single line. And maybe that'll just do it. Wait, how on earth? Oh, we might actually have some stuff stuck in a bad way. I really don't want to reset up all the bottles. That's gonna be obnoxious, but we might have to. Well, we don't have to, and we do have to at the same time. I might actually have to stop the stream and roll back to a snapshot. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Almost avoided what? There was no fancy sound. What do you mean, Makawa? There's nothing to see. Phoenix, good night. Sleep well. Actually, let's just start the normal bottles and see if it tries to create its own. No, it does exist. So what is special about this? maybe we just stop that shell. Like, I'm pretty sure the commands I was running can't do anything crazy. So I'm slightly confused, but at the same time, let's see. So this is quite literally the same as what we have here, minus that. So like it shouldn't be doing anything crazy. Oh, I know exactly what's happening. Okay, never mind. You're not supposed to run with sudo on this. It'll ask you for sudo permissions, because doing that switches you to the context of root, and it was running under root. Yeah, that's not how systemd stuff works. Okay, so that's my bad right there. There we are. We're back. That was just me being brain farty. Okay. Back to developing the application and praying to God this doesn't crash the system, because, well, it's stinky and it likes to crash the system. And this is why I am going so hardcore into finishing my own app. After I get these two things done, the next step is MediaPipe, and then we will just switch over to, or maybe I should switch over to MediaPipe first, so that way you can see this, and I can work on it. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. I'm so deep into this one right now, though, that I just don't know. Okay, but we got that back. Now I just gotta stare at my camera for like 20 seconds for VNian to start up. And then I gotta pretend like I remember anything at all in what I was doing and what I was trying to do. Okay, we're back. Y'all are a bunch of cuties, and I'm a fearsome, scary wild dog. And I got paws. Do you have paws? See, I got paws. Yeah, I got all my paws. Chat, do you have all your paws? I bet Wemby doesn't have any paws. I usually don't have more than like 30 messages in a single quad chat, Wemby, to be honest. Because it's smart and then it gets dumb sometimes. You have a headache, Sierra Puff? No, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, I remember that I did say a certain word. I'm pretty sure I did, and I'm pretty sure I already got this stuff baked in to the app, so we can show you that right here. So if I just go, you know, like right here, and then we go to our VNian integration, what is it, 5 minutes, I think? We'll just do that, and oh, apparently it's broken. Wait, network. How did I break that? It's been working forever. We gotta fix this. How did I break that? It's been working forever. It's not trying to connect. It should be trying to connect over and over and over and over again to the VNian port. Oh, there it is. But yeah, I disconnected. So did it think it was still connected to the socket? I don't know. It did. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, let's try this again. 5 minutes. And there. Are you happy? Are you happy? Did you get what you wanted? Are you happy, Lindsay? Are you happy you caught me saying the word? Do you feel better? Do you feel good? What do you mean, pause for a sec? Pause, well, you have all the beans, apparently. You have all the beans. What do you mean you're gonna print passage stickers and put them on top of me? Why would you do that? That's not a nice thing to do. Okay, so anyways, now you all gotta deal with me sounding like this while we step through the program. We finished this, so solid chance the next step is to go and find where it says materials and figure out where we're sending that stuff. But then that's when the program decided to start doing this thing. So we are on this. That's right, it's not just that. Okay, so it's this. And we're break punching it. And so we get materials here, and this one says materials list. Okay, so I really gotta start doing the naming conventions better. Okay, it should be VRM materials dot get and VRM materials dash list and not get. We can just fix that right now, whatever. This is why you don't let AI do a lot of things, so it'll turn into stupid spaghetti. And I'm not using dots, I'm not using colons, I'm using dots. Okay, but anyways, we can fix it. Okay, it's fixed now. Now we gotta do this one. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so we have that, and now we are getting our list, but we have to do the render.ready, and we have to listen to it now. Okay, so this will send it to everything. When it's done from the render, that goes to the relay, and the relay sends it out. We should also probably have a flag in here as well. So what we need is we need to have a washer, I think. And then a function. Clyde should be able to do this one for me. We'll just do that. So
Okay, it's literally telling me everything that I already know that exists. I hate every one of these patterns, to be honest. But this is fine. This is probably the way we're going to do it, because this is the way I do prefer. So we're gonna go in.
Ha! You can't keep me silenced forever, Wimby. That's right. I can say what I want. Yeah, I can say what I want again. Heck, heckies, heckers, you're stinky. Classic program. You have 7 bugs, fixes 1 bug. You now have 10 bugs. I honestly don't know why. It's because we have a loop. We have a silly loop. See, you can see the console log here. Right. We're gonna turn VNN off for a second and watch what it's supposed to do, unless it's broken. See, look. You see what it says right there? I don't know why it wasn't doing that. You see? Oh well. Someone redeemed Chutoy. You'll get it in a second. I'll manually proc it. See, it says it right there. See, it says it right there. It's gonna do it again. Unless I accidentally broke it. It should have done it by now. It's supposed to be on a 10-second timer. Oh. Does anyone else see the mistake? Does anyone else see the mistake? I commented it out at some point in time. It's actually on a 4-second timer. Let's fix that. Why are we? No, that's not a 1. That's that. Okay, so, and then you could also do something fancy like that in JavaScript, and that's still just 10,000. It just makes it look easier to read, so you realize it's 10 seconds. But yeah. Anyways, now we know why it wasn't reconnecting. Okay, now it should do it. It's gonna say connection closed. And it should do it again any moment now, and then I'll get to the chew toy. Whoever did that, you're doomed soon. See, there we are. This is what it's supposed to be doing. Anyways, let's get VNM back on, and then let's figure out who redeemed the chew toy that I'm gonna have to do horrible things to. Okay, I gotta stare at my camera again for like 15 seconds. It's great. Otherwise the head won't align up. We just gotta wait until the program opens. And I see the blue light. It's there. It's almost there. It should be ready. Okay. I just gotta hide the interface again. There, I got my pauses. All right, who's doomed? Who did it? Who done did it? Who am I going to do horrible things to? Who did it? Who done did it? Nah, really, Nat? It was you, Nat? Nat, you would do that? You really, you're a gremlin, an absolute gremlin. All right, well, anyways, we got to do it manually because we had things in a state of who knows what. So we got 5 minutes. There. Are you happy? You got what you wanted from that. Do you feel better? Do you feel accomplished? Are you happy? Wait, it was you saying that you're the shoe toy? I mean, you did a D20 shoe toy. Did you get no, you rolled a 3. Okay, Nat did it. But if you actually got a 20 roll right there, horrible things would have happened. Everyone judging did it, McCall? What do you mean? Why are you all such gremlins? Why gremlins? Why? What did I ever do to y'all? What did I ever do to you? Like, what did I ever do to y'all? Okay, anyways, back to the main task of, you know, trying to get my ready shit stuff done. We gotta get back here, and we're gonna do it the way that I'm comfortable with doing it, because that's how I've always done it. So that means adjusting the controls, we need to get the list once the render is ready. So
We'll put the washer towards the top because it makes more sense for washers to be at the top, in my opinion. So somewhere in the vicinity right about here. We don't have those right there. This is fine. Okay, so render ready. We still have gotten that. Yes, I know we're gonna send it for the ICD. Now we need to do the VRM dot one. Okay, so VRM dot what was it, materials? Okay, so we can send that one. So this is, we want request materials. But we can only do request materials after that. So that's what we want. So it's request materials where we're actually requesting it. No, we can't do that. Exactly right then. So let's look at the rest and see what we else have. So list. This is just waiting to do something with the list, so that can stay out of there for now. So, let's go back to the watch. And what watch is gonna do? Did I not put a washer in here? Hello? What? Hello? Whatever, doesn't matter. I put the washer in the wrong thing. We need a washer in here, so it's what is. Let's put this into this so I can remember where you at, and we'll go back to where I might have put in the washer. No? Oh, we do have it in here. That's right. Okay, I understand now. Sorry. We are in the right place, but yet we're in the wrong place at the same time. We call the modal from inside of here, but the modal is like 800 lines long, so we just took it out of it. It needs to be in here. So we are technically in that, but we're not in that. We're in our own view, if that makes sense. Alright, so now that I remember that, gotta fix this real quick. It's this OCD me. Okay, so yes, I know these are messes. When you have Claude trying to write something and they make an okay UI, but everything else is trash that you have to fix. Okay, so anyways, there we are. We have the washer, it's finally on that. So when the render is ready, so render. Okay, we don't have an on, so we need an on to change that state. So we'll just do that right there, and we'll just have another one, and we'll just fix it real quick. So I see.
Ha! You can't keep me silenced forever. That's right, chat. That's right. Too powerful. Too powerful. You can't do it. So we got VRM materials. No, it's not like that. This is a renderer. Render. I love IPC, but I hate it at the same time because you have to deal with signals everywhere. So render dot ready. Okay, and then on here is that thingy that we just wrote, which is up here. So render dot ready dot value, and then it's going to be true. And then we're watching this now. We're watching its state change with the reactivity stuff, and then we will request materials. And now once I restart this, I should get a proper materials list in that UI. So let me catch up with all you beans and see where we're at. Macau, you're trying so hard to be a baby. Wimbies. Limby's trying so hard to be a puppy. Why ain't we more gremlins? I don't know. Sometimes you aren't a gremlin. Look at how puppy fed he is. What is this? Why are you trying to redeem puppy protocol? Oh my gosh. Do I look like a puppy to y'all? Y'all know the answer is no. I'm just a big dog that could be mistakenly mistaken for a dog that found the fountain of youth. All right, so we're gonna restart it now, and hopefully I get my materials list. Okay, so restarting it. Hopefully no one rolled at that exact moment, which I doubt. Now we go in here, do that. We're looking at the logs. I don't know which one of the logs is going to be. This is just what it happens right now, and that's why we have like a weird ugly color, because it just desaturates and takes the material stuff away. But this is a proof of concept. We're actually gonna, you know, make it do stuff with the proper materials once we get it. So we should have received a list by now, unless I have to open this. I don't think I got the, no, we didn't get the list yet. So did we not ever do that? Since we're working in this, we can breakpoint all these things now. Actually, let me make sure we have breakpoints that I don't want removed. Okay, so there's that. We'll add them when I need them again, if I ever need them in those other spots. So are we actually getting that, and are we actually sending it? So on channel, that's right. I need to do the IPC relay one. This is my fault. Do we have any of the relays in here? We do. Well, we don't. We don't have any of the on ones in here. It's a specific format. So here's one. So it just does channel, and then it just does payload. Okay, yeah, that's right. So we don't need the format for receiving. So let's do that then, and then just double check. Or did I not send it right? I might not have actually have sent it right. No, we are doing that. So we're sending it on that to that. Payload true is not really necessary here. So we are sending it. I don't know. Let's see if it gets to this point. And then we'll see the channel and payload. So we do that. We're opening this. Okay, we're sending it. It's ready. Okay, so we have a channel. Render ready. We have payload of true. Okay. Why am I not receiving it? What am I doing wrong? We did not receive the event. We should have. Oh wait, that's right. Never mind. I know why. We could have received it. We very well could have, but we can't breakpoint outside of the electron process in the same way. So I have to just do a debugger there. This is not a big deal. I just got to get back to it. So it's on and debugger. Okay, so we'll see that, and then we'll see if it's actually, you know, running that watcher. I mean, I could just put, I might honestly just put the thing in there instead of doing a watch, if it's being stinky, because I feel like it's being okay. So we got a debugger with that, 'cause that just doesn't work. We got two debuggers here. Let's try this again. What? You found a bug? What do you mean, Sierra? It's not too long. It's just a 5-minute cooldown. Although I should make it not say seconds one of these days. All right, third thousandth time is the charm here. Okay, we're paused into debug in the controls window, which is good. So we are getting this done. Okay. What? Why didn't the watcher watch though? That's a little weird, but I don't care anymore. I'll figure out the watcher stuff later. It's supposed to proc when it goes from false to true. We are doing it, are we not? Yeah, the ref is false. We're sending it. Oh. Oops. We found the bug already, chat. No one saw that. No one saw that right there. Absolutely no one saw that, right? No one saw that. No one saw that. Now, well, didn't want to do that. We want that button. Now it should work. If it doesn't work, I just gotta refund your points. Did you do one, Mac, and it didn't give you a roll? It doesn't work if I'm in a break point or you happen to catch it at the point in time that that I rolled it. So just say something. Okay, so now we could have a list. Probably worked. Here we are. Okay. I don't know the difference between body baked and body baked 1. Why do we have 2? I know what body baked is. This is what we're supposed to do, but why is there 2? How is there 2? Whatever, doesn't matter. We will figure it out. Okay, so and then we'll see if we can actually get all this stuff to work. So I think I have it in data too. No, data 1. Yeah, there we are. Alright, so I don't know which is the right one. Doesn't really matter. All that matters is we can get the emissions applied correctly to the correct stuff. I gotta turn this global emission thingy off, but it's not tuned for the volume. So before we go down this path, let's do that. Why isn't the cancel button working now? Oh, that's right, because we have that open. So let's just magically make it work real quick. I still gotta fix these things to make it behave a little more expectedly. Okay, whatever, that's good enough. I'll just stick it like right there so you can see that when we bring the code back in. So body baked, texture. I already do that. Oh, I hit cancel instead of open, didn't I? Okay, so there's that. I don't know if we need a mask. Add. I think all this is that. So we did apply to VRM, but I have absolutely no idea if it worked. This is the point where I probably need to stop applying it. Oh no, I know it didn't work. An object could not be closed. Wait. How can an object not be cloned here? So we have a native event handler that can't be gotten. Like, what's going on here? Merge props aren't working. Okay. This is weird. So I don't think we're trying to call that one, so it's most likely this one that we're trying to do. What is this emit thing for? Doing emitters here. Well, you don't let Claude do things. So we'll just do that for now until I ask it what it's trying to do. Well, first things first, we know the audio link works to a degree, so I need to find settings that should work with just about everything and then set those as a default. Well, no, actually, I'll know that it's probably glowing based on my other thing, and so let's get rid of this because I gotta get rid of it lighting up the character like that for now. Make my life easier. Found the FOY, nearly downed it. More like what? What do you mean? I'm so confused. What, Biggie? What's an FOY? Do I look like a little adorable, crinkly, purple puppy, Sierra? I am not any of those. Because I'm big. Okay, so. We need to go to, where are we doing this exactly? It's in the renderer, but let's see if I can find it. Okay, so this is probably the candidates. What are you pressing X for? What is this? Oh my god, why are you so gremlins? I've done nothing. I've done nothing to you. Okay, so we're traversing it, so I think we can leave this plugin or this temporary thing in, and we just do that, and we shouldn't have any of that stuff now, which is okay. What I want. We do have an unlighted scene though. I could have swore I put white in here, but whatever. Did it remove my lights? No, we do have one light. Did it change it? I don't know. We're gonna check if it changed it. Pod be stinky like that sometimes. Of course, it's trying to bind to something. We got to turn the other one off because we're binding to a specific port. So restart this one and do that again and see if it's different. Okay, so we got that. It should be loaded by now. I don't have as fancy of indicators except for that one here. Okay, I guess the lighting, I never really gave a good lighting. Whatever. That's a me thing, not a Claude thing. That's all I needed to know. Okay, so back to this. Yeah. And then that's dance. Yeah, we need to have that on. Yeah. Wait, you think you're more of a puppy than, or you think I'm more of a puppy than you, Mac? That's impossible. We all know I'm big. I mean, that's what you do, Sierra. Bye is clearly broken. What do you mean? Why? Oh, look at that right there. Let me actually go to the Twitch thing here. You're gonna have 20 minutes of fame now. Oh, Wimby. There we are. Limby is 105% baby. Okay, anyways, now that we have the audio link stuff turned on, let's see if it actually applies. Which I sincerely doubt. I expect more things to be broken. There's no way that Claude is this right off the bat. Absolutely no way. But it gave me a good UI, so we're working with that. that will save like a day or two. So it's okay. It has its perks, but we got to go through the other code. Okay, so there's that. There's this, and of course this isn't gonna light up now. This is expected. That's not the list we had last time. Why is the list different all of a sudden? It's literally the body baked texture. I know that much. So how does commenting that out do that? Well, let's just see if we get a different list with this commented out, or before I start like racking my brain down a debugging path here. Okay, so there's that. There's this. Okay, so we have some. Okay, it's probably trying to do intelligent sorting. This is my guess, and it's intelligently failing, and we're gonna have to unintelligently sort it. Okay, so there's that. Oh, let's restart again. See if the list changed, and then we're just gonna have to, you know, go figure out what it's doing. I don't even. There doesn't need to be intelligent sorting here. Either you know the name of the texture you're applying it to, or you don't. That's your own problem. That's not my problem. This is the technical part of the app. Don't use it if you don't know how to use it, or ask me. Okay, yeah, it's doing something weird. Okay, so material VRM materials list, gotta inspect that. VRM dot material list get, and this is our event, and this is what we're doing it. All right, it's not doing anything. Okay, it's not doing anything crazy. Okay, let's see where we're setting the instance to something. So this is the data. So we'll just catch it in the load right here. So keep in mind, while this is debugged here in a few seconds, nothing will work because it's in a state of paused execution. Okay, and here we are. Let's see what all is actually supposed to be on the instance. Come on, whatever. If we're not gonna do that, this is fine. Why don't I have access to VRM? I guess it's because it's a block scope thing. Whatever, doesn't matter. So we have our instance. We have our scene now, which is, I don't know why they call it a scene, but they do. But basically it's just the entirety of the object that you have. And now what does it keep traversing? We're gonna leave it paused for a second here, and then we're gonna go back to where we were. So what are we traversing? Traverse is probably every child thing. It's probably just a special wrapper function that lets you go through every children in it. So we're just gonna inspect the children property once I get back to the window. So we have our children right here, which a lot of it's unnecessary. So we have our object 3D, which again have their own children, which, you know, not a big deal. And so we need to go through children of children of children of children, most likely. Okay, so that's what it's most likely not doing. Okay, so we might have to, because we're dealing with complex structures here, we might actually have to pass like a map back with it, because we don't have access to these. We don't have access to the same level of stuff as we do in well, actually, let me rethink this. Well, no, we're gonna still be in a so I don't know if I want to do an off-screen renderer for this, but I might have to, because I might need to keep, it might be way easier for me to just keep the objects in the same browser window instead of honestly going back and forth with IPC on this. And the reason why I don't keep it in the same controls window is because the controls window is meant to run a lot of things, and I honestly might break that out into its own main process, and then it spawns processes for the other things. So what you see right now is a side effect of just how JavaScript works, where everything stops working when you shut the program down. But there are ways and things I can do to where I just start each individual components instead of the whole app, and it just requires a different architecture in it. And I'm debating on that. Like, if we go down that path, IPC is a must, and then it becomes a little harder then, because you're dealing with like two levels of IPC. You're dealing with two different electron instances on top of on top of the inner process of electron in itself, between the renderer processes and the main threads. So you have to use standard in and out to relay messages, so that could be a nightmare. But the benefits of that is each individual components can be restarted, and if one component crashes, it doesn't crash the entire app at once. So there are good ways of doing that. And then you can not go that extreme by turning everything into worker processes. And one of the things that I can do with that is I can inside of the controls window, or in other words, this main window right here, I just call it controls because it has all the controls. Inside of this, I can make everything that can be a worker, and so that way most things just run outside of the main process. And that still, I do believe I can do a background renderer, and then I can still get the objects into this, and that will make life so much easier is what I'm saying. That's a very technical overview and explanation of I'm debating different approaches on how to manage this, because this is starting to become a nightmare with all these signals back and forth. A state of pause execution? What do you mean? But yeah, so we gotta look at that. I gotta look at that command again, the one that's getting it. So there's something like, let's just let's actually just let this console log all this stuff real quick and see how many items we get when I look at, and then I'll count everything. I'm gonna count like everything in there and get a number and see if traverse does, or maybe I can actually see what traverse does. This is a generator function for those who don't know. Means you can stop at certain parts and yield processes away. I think this is doing what I was suggesting doing, so we might not have to do what I was suggesting doing. It's literally traverse. Okay, so if that's the case, we definitely need to console log this. It would help if I knew the 3JS library better. Okay, so we can do that. And then maybe we'll just call it that. And then we now need to go back to the debugger, and I need to get a semi-accurate count of textures, what I'm looking for. Where are we? Where's the window? There it is. All these signaling? What do you mean, Sierra? It's about explanation. Anyone who's technical probably knows what I'm talking about, even if it's not the best explanation in the world. I'm not a teacher. I don't know everything, every subject like at an expert level, so I just kind of assume people are following along, I guess. I don't know. Okay, but anyways, we probably only care about the 3D objects and their children, but not a bone. I don't care about that for sure. And then we can check on if there's actual material list. So not seeing a material list. Or maybe we want to just look at the skin mesh, because it's another way of saying an item that we're looking for. But there are no skinned meshes here, so... Or should I say there's nothing? So this is the hair. So where's the main object though? That's literally the hair. And the body has to be a skin mesh as well though. The skin mesh is just a way of saying that it's something that is bendable. So is it going to be a group? Here we are. Okay, so we have some skinned meshes here. Okay, body baked body. Okay, this is a good sign. What do we got on this one though? What is this? Body baked one. Yeah, I don't know what any of that is. But I think I understand the flaw. I think I understand the flaw of their traversal code now, or the bot's traversal code. We're not looking is really the only place we care about. Well, that's not true. That's not true at all. We need to look through every object 3D, so if it's a mesh, but it is doing is mesh. So is there a flag in the skinned mesh that says it's is mesh? There is. Okay, so there's that. So why then are we not getting its materials? So this is the hair for the material, which makes sense. We're probably in the hair. We're in the hair. That's unimportant. So this one is probably the body. Okay, so now let's look at it. Okay, I know it's right here. There it is. Okay, so oh, maybe I did name the texture glitter midnight, and maybe it is that. Maybe we were just looking. Okay, I think I understand now. It's probably working fine. I don't remember what I named the texture. Okay. I want you all to remember what you did on projects that are 2 years old, aka my model. Okay. Claude may have won this round. He may have done something correctly for once. Okay, so now that we know that, let's try applying it to it and see if things will work as expected, which I doubt. So let's get rid of this debugger. We gotta do a restart. We gotta redo it. Okay. And then let's run through this entire flow and see if it'll actually apply an emission thingy. I don't think it will, but hey, you never know. And then the sparkles need to apply to the body too, so we might have to toggle these. We might have to have these toggles outside of this and inside of this, but this is fine for now. Baby steps, chat. Baby steps. I wanted to see which one that one was. Okay, that's all of them, I think, combined. No, it is all of them combined. Okay. And then we have the inner things and then the outer things. This is how I break it down to get the effects that I get. Okay. God, I really hope I don't have any more runes because I don't remember how to make this anymore. I don't remember the process. I haven't updated it in years. I'll have to reverse engineer things. Midnight's expert subject is how to be a... What do you mean, Mac? No, that's your expert or subject matter expertise or whatever you're trying to say here. You should give things more sensible descriptive names like sparkle. But what do you mean? It's literally the glittering version of midnight. So what that's descriptive of not enough. What I mean, like what do you think about it? You know, glitter midnight. It glitters. You see the little sparklies on the face? I would zoom in, but I don't know how to reset the camera. Actually, yes, I do. So here, or we can zoom in so you can all see the glitter. You see the glitter? See the glitter? It's hard to see when the camera is that far back, but see, he's a glittery. He actually sparkles. He's a sparkly dog. Yeah. At least I'm pretty sure I know how to get back there. It's under this, and then we don't hit that button. Hitting that button would be absolutely horrible. I would have to set up the camera again. You thought all my steps were great? What do you what Biggie? I'm gonna bite you so hard, Biggie. You're gonna regret you spaghetti that. Isn't that like quote number 9 or something? Yeah, there. I don't need to say it again. Just read that. Just read that. That's what I'm saying. Just read that. But anyways, let's try and finish setting this up. Probably have to adjust the user flow, even if it works, because it doesn't seem super intuitive. But either way, so the emission multiplier, I think it's set up for the literal first picture. We're gonna need to go into this folder. Yeah, a lot of this got dumped in here. That's from like when I was using DistroBox. I need to go in here and figure out which ones aren't actually native to Linux. Like I'm gonna have to delete some of this, so ignore that for now. But we want to go into scripts, and then I'm such a nerd. I have a little file server here that I can just drop files from the network onto my computer when I turn it on. No, it doesn't run constantly. That would be a very bad idea. It only runs when I need it. But I think it's this one, what I'm looking for. So this should be, yeah, base treble. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it set the defaults based on my first default. Whatever, I don't care. Now back to this. To see. Because this is the first image, and that is how I applied it, so that's fine. Okay. Threshold intensities. I don't know why it's... I don't know the intensity threshold, but apparently that's not there. And duration is... I don't know why it's in 1 second. There's no way that can be accurate. It's just between 0 and 1. So... who knows on that? I might actually have to like look at the code to see how that works. But yeah, so we'll apply it to the VRM. And let's get, before I do that, let me clear everything because there's a solid chance things are gonna break. Yeah, okay, so it can't be cloned. What can't be cloned? What are we trying to clone here? Apply to VRM. Why are we trying to clone something? We don't need to clone. We don't want to clone. Definitely can't be that one, because that's not in the instance. It has to be in this one, so... it's gonna have to be going into this one then, I guess. this might not be able to be. Well, no, it can't be calling this at all because I don't have this. I don't have this linked whatsoever to the front end or the code. I mean, like some of the stuff that Claude wrote can't even live in here. I've just left it in here so far, but it can't even be calling this. One, I'm not calling it from anything that has Avatar Manager, and two, you just can't from here. So it's not actually applying it. So the cloning is failing somewhere else. Is it really just gonna be on 612? But there's what? What's it trying to clone exactly? This is a new error I've never seen. And it's not originating from free, I don't think. So first and foremost, let's just toggle that off. And then let's see if the export function works. So that way, I can export it, and you know, someone did a hydrate. Who done did it? I see it in the logs right here. See, I actually can see it once at a time. Who done did it? Who did it? Flint, what is this? Do I look like I need hydration? Well, there's your 8 ounces of water. Hope you're happy. Hope you're satisfied. Hope you got what you wanted. And I am well, Flint. I am very well. What do you mean, yes, I do? Okay, so we're doing this apply to VRM. We're in the wrong file still, so it's that one. And what can't be cloned? It's a reference. Let's try something really quick. Equals this, and then we'll debug stuff. Call it that. That's short for materials. Semi-standard. Calling it that. So, and then we'll just do emissions, get its value, and then we'll do that. And see if we can even get past that point. All right, let's give this a try. Let's see if it works. I don't have much faith, but we'll see. That's the only thing that can be trying to be cloned right there. Oh, I forgot to do the import. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so it's Glitter Midnight. It's my body texture. That's what we found out the hard way. But I forgot the name of it. And then everything else for this first one should be fine. We get that error again? We did. Cannot access emissions before initialization. So there's our problem. That's why it can't be cloned. So what is emissions? Oh, no, that's my bad. Okay, so you remember how I was saying earlier, if you were here and you try, and if you can have the same named variable inside of a nested or a child scope, and if you once you do that, you can't access the higher level block scopes or global scopes inside of the function. And so that right there was my bad, you know. So now it should work, and hopefully we get past this cloning error or something, or I don't know. We don't. I don't know. We're walking through it and figuring out why it's being stinky. Okay, well, we got past that part. Why won't you jump to it? I just only jump once in a while. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is where we're supposed to be. If it doesn't let me, I have an idea of what I can do. All right, well, let's resume and find out what it does or doesn't do. Well, the next thing we do is a horrible hack, but it's what you do when values are deeply nested and stinky. This is how you turn something. Or it's sort of like deep cloning, but not entirely. It gets all the properties and it like decouples it from stuff, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it any better, unfortunately. It is what comes out is no longer the same object whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. Well, let's see if we can send that, because I don't think we need anything more than the text values here. I really should put games these come out of. I would say that I would have said that one playing in Terraria. Yeah, there we are. When I was riding the unicorn, I would be doing things at the speed of unicorn. All right, third time's the charm. And by third time, I mean like 10,000th time. Okay, so we're in the debugger. Don't really unimportant at this point. Okay, so that we got rid of that cloning thing. Whatever the emission is, it doesn't like to be cloned from what's it called? 3? I'm pretty sure that's a direct emissions map. So we should probably see what we're trying to save to emissions, what's trying to be saved here. Wait, this is, we aren't pulling anything from 3. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out why view's not allowing it to be cloned. It doesn't matter though, because we can't pass state, so the reactivities, it's just, I don't understand why it's holding on to it so much. Now that I know what it actually is, it's just this stuff that sorry, that Claude wants for all this to this is what's going to go into the vertex shader, or probably it's actually a fragment shader. I still have to look at the fragment shader code, and I'm really dreading that, because I've worked with GLSL once in my entire life. So I hope to God, I pray to dog that Claude knows what he's doing when it comes to that at the very least, because if not, well, I have to learn something more. It's not just debugging and fixing code at that point in time. It's yeah, it's actual like crazy learning. So that'll be fun, and by fun I mean I'm gonna wish I just bang my head against the window, or not a window, a brick wall instead. Just kidding, don't try that at home, kids. I'm a trained professional. Yeah, Max back from behind the couch. You know, I believe it. I believe it. So anyways, that did something. I sincerely doubt it's working right now. So I have to go figure out what it tried to do. But we're here. Or no, well, we have nothing coming in. Okay, so there's that. And let's turn this up. Something should be lighting up by now if it was actually working. So definitely not working. So let's see where it sends this information to. So where are we actually sending this information in this app? So we figured out it was apply to VRM. Did that. We're sending it to the renderer and we're doing emissions apply. I really need to fix all the freaking wonky signals the dude keeps sending. Okay, so we have that. We can actually breakpoint this. Okay, so when I stop on this after I restart it, just keep in mind, you know, the bot commands and stuff won't work because we're stopped in the electron process and not a render process. The render process is completely detached from the middle. So that's why it looks like it works sometime when I'm debugging. Okay, so here's this. We're loading everything. Okay, files loaded. Let's make sure we have some sound for it. Okay, so doing it to the body. Maybe we just no. I don't want to do a multiple check scenario. Okay, so then we do this, and then we apply to VRM. Okay, I need to get rid of the debugger. I think I know what's going on here. Actually, it was staring me in the face. Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. So, sending it, going through the relay, doing that. We're on our channel. We're doing that. We're here. Oh, never mind. We're not in the main rendering process. Oops. Sorry. I'm a goober. I said the wrong thing. We're in the renderer process. Oh. So we have to do the debugger stuff. Like I said, I don't know how. I can't for the life of me figure out why the Electron Chromium instances aren't connecting their debug socket to this, but it is what it is. Okay, so there's that. There's this. Let's try and speed run through these. You know, of course that doesn't work. Why would I expect it to work? Do we at least get an error of any kind? No, it's just not connected to anything. Of course. Yeah, that one doesn't work either. One step at a time. Gotta fix everything. It made a pretty GUI though. Nothing else is great about this whatsoever. Okay, let's see. We're in the debugger. Don't care for that spot. And now we're in the spot that I do care about. So here we are. So we got our payload and we have audio link. And of course we're gonna have a VRM instance. There's no way we don't. It should be in the block here. Yeah, VRM instance. We got our VRM instance. We're doing this. So come on. We're okay. That's how we do that with that one. So if we do that, in theory, if I resume program, we'll make it into here. Okay, good. We are. Okay, so child material name. Maybe that works.
Okay, see what we're doing. So yes, we will just continue until we get a real name here. Oh, hey, look, there it is. Okay, so okay. That's why it's not working. It left me chat. It left me messages. Oh. It left me messages on what to do to complete it. I should read. There we are. The emission config library that was created. That's this thing that I haven't even looked at yet. Probably this. So is it add emission config? Do we even have a config object there? I think we do. I have no idea if this is gonna work. I do not trust that this is gonna work, but hey, why not? Let's give it a try. Let's see if it works. I mean, it made good structure on stuff, so I'm not complaining, and it named things well. I'm not complaining there, but it didn't make it work. So basically what we're doing right now is we're taking the code a junior dev gives you for a task that's outside of their hands, or their paws rather, and we're just fixing it, unless it's utter trash, in which case you just rewrite it. But no, this is workable, so we're fixing it. It will save me, in essence, probably 30% of time from doing it myself, maybe 40%. So it's not the end of the world, but my god. This is why I just laugh at people that say AI is going to take developer jobs. No, not at this rate. Oops. Not at this rate. Not if it produces code like this. If it can do better than this, it's better. Let me look up something. I forget what it's called exactly. I think it's Bernoulli's principle or something. No, that's the fluid one. Well, I would Google it, but Claude will probably know what I'm talking about. It was the principle that the scientists made when they were fighting each other, two mathematicians in the Soviet Union. And the name eludes me at this moment in time, though. But basically that principle is how AI works in tokens. So nope, okay. I can't find it, and my descriptions to Claude are returning absolutely nothing. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyways, there's a principle that basically if you take the previous thing and then the preceding thing, the next thing, it can predict sort of the stuff that's going to follow and coming next. And then if you look back at like context and things like that. So sorry, I'm doing a very bad job at explaining this. That's why I wanted to look up the principal name to reread it a little bit, but it'll look back and you can do it. And that's exactly what the large language models do, is they use this principle, but they use tokens, not words. And tokens could be groups of words, it could be letters, or it could be punctuation and letters, and then it predicts what should be next in text. And so it's making things that look like it should work but don't. And so when it's creating something that looks like it can work, this is good enough because this is decently formatted code, but it's gobbledygook.
And unless they can figure that out, which I don't think they can with the method that they're using, because it's literally just text prediction based on tokens or, you know, characters and words. It's not actually doing any reasoning. I'm not worried about it like really taking too many jobs. I mean, companies are going to try and push it. It will increase productivity, but it's not like the end all be all of anything. And that's why they get stuck in loops and stuff. It's I don't know. Hot takes, I guess. Loading PMs? What do you mean, Mac? What doesn't produce dark matter? Oh my god. You're not wrong, Biggie. The problem is that it's probably going to take those junior dev jobs that you were talking about, and then in 10 years, they're going to realize that they still need junior devs, and then there's going to be an entire generation of senior people not becoming seniors. Yeah, I've already predicted this. I might even talk to you about it, but we're going to have, most likely because of this bubble that we're in, unless they have something, unless they're working at a first principles AI. For those of you who don't know what first principles is, it's where you just learn everything from the basics on how it works, instead of learning and applying things through rote memorization, which is where you just, I don't know, you learn what E equals MC squared is and how to use it, but you don't actually understand why it works. Which is a bad example on my part, because while I wrote a proof on it and understood it in high school, right now I cannot rewrite that. I cannot. I don't remember anymore. But the point is it's understanding something from the ground versus memorization. That's the important takeaway here. And yeah, so unless they actually create an AI that can do first principles learning, it will never ever truly think, because it does not think. What you are seeing now is stuff that sounds intelligent, but it's not, based on very sophisticated text prediction models. It can do a lot. It does help, because it will get you information, but now you have to decipher how real and accurate that information is, because it will sound believable when it's not. You do a lot of learning on the ground, don't you? What is that supposed to mean, Fetty? My whole life's been learning. Your whole life's been learning. Everyone's life is learning. Y'all learn something new every day, darn near, I bet. There's very few days where you don't learn something about something. It could be like very small and minute, but you probably experience something different. But anyways, back to this. We got to use this library and make it work, because I sincerely doubt it will work. So we have it in the avatar manager. So it wants me to use it in the avatar manager. But if it wants me to use it in the avatar manager, you have no access to these. And I don't think it would be a good idea to pass. Well, no, it's probably not a horrible idea. I wonder if I can pass the store instance object into it through the preload. I might be able to, and preload might be able to write, or I might just have to pull out individual methods. Yeah, we might just have to pull out individual methods, but it's just writing text strings to file. I can't. There's no harm that I think that can happen to this. So we might do that, and then if we do that, I can fix this library it gave me. Because then we do this, like it's trying to initiate the store from here, and so this is what I'm trying to figure out if I can do somewhere else, and then I can use it on the front side, because otherwise I can't. Yeah, this is hardcore ingrained, but it's for saving stuff. Yeah, this is definitely something that's meant to be used on the front and not the back end. So let's look and see where the one spot that we're actually doing it, which is electron main. Yeah, we're trying to get it from that, which isn't the end of the world. But we did do some Bob stuff in here, if I'm not mistaken. Shoot, let's go back to what we were looking at. No, avatar manager. So this is just for the auto loading stuff, because I have to get the files binary from here so it can auto load. Otherwise it has to ask for permissions from the other side, I think. I'm pretty sure anyways. Like, I don't think you can not ask for permission, so I'm gonna have to eventually re-architect the way that it's getting those files, but it's okay. I don't have to do that right now. That's not a focus, but I will eventually have to run it through IPC main and then just send the binary blob data back like we're doing right here. So we should have access to what now? This. So do thinking. If the preload is the exact same script as this, which I think it is, we will get the same instance of store, so I can check by breakpointing my store. And if it is the same instance that we're passing on, we should be good, and then I can just expose the store library, because the worst thing that it can do is it can wipe out your avatar's configuration inside the app if bad things were to happen on the front end, you know, like a cross-site attack and stuff like that. But I sincerely doubt that's a possibility when you're running an application local, being served local. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to load the avatar manager from here, and we're going to init it from the preload in, I think it's controls. Do we need it? Doesn't matter, we can do it in both, but where do I need it exactly right now? Although this might not actually be the same thread. This is why I need to check. So it doesn't matter where I put it, because it's going to have to instantiate itself. So if we come into here, we go into that, and then we go into our store class, and then this is our constructor. There should be something called store dot, it's right there, instances. Okay, so if we get returned this from in there, we're good. But if we do not, we're not good. Okay, I can't breakpoint at imports right here, so we're just gonna have to YOLO it and hope it's the same instance. Find out. Okay, that is not the same instance. That makes it harder. And we're going to have to use my experimental feature and create a dog. Well, no. We don't have to use the experimental feature. We just we just don't use this library inside of it. Yeah, we just won't use the library inside of sorry, brain farting. We just won't use it inside of what's it called? Here, we'll just get the avatar path a different way, and we'll reload it. We'll rework that, and then we'll just keep it in here because I should have access to it through there, but I don't think we're gonna run into a corruptible lock state here if I experiment, but I do need to fix that before it's out of my mind. Okay, so we're gonna need a new main world entry point because I don't want to put it on the IPC bus that we've done, so we're just gonna put it into the API. We're gonna have something called a window API object now, and then we are just going to, I think we just call it that, and it's that now. Like, we might just be able to do that, I think, and it should work. Maybe potatoes, we'll find out. Or realistically, we don't want that. We want the avatar manager store, and then we'll just fix the avatar manager to see, because all I want to see is if we can write something. So we'll just do that. So did it get exposed though? Is it exposable, the store? Yeah, it's this dot store. It's not a private field, so we can access it from inside of that. So avatar manager dot store. We should be good there. And current LLMs are basically trained parrots. Yeah, there you go, Biggie. That's a good way of saying it. They can say things that are convincing, but there is no comprehension. Exactly, precisely. It just spits out stuff that looks correct. And in this case, you know, for the UI, that is mostly correct. But for the logic, no, it put some stuff in some of the right places, but it put some stuff in not the right places. Like, had I wrote this avatar manager myself, I would have obviously thought about the store stuff in the process. So now we're just plucking out the pieces that don't make sense. But there's a lot that does make sense. The only thing is it saving time? Because if it's not, well then, this was a bad idea. Okay, so now we have this. We're gonna have window.api, and we're just going to write something. Let me pull this off here and see what gets stored in the avatar store real quick, to make sure it's nothing bad. Okay, so now let me close the store, because we store the tokens and the app secrets and stuff like that in there, so I don't want to accidentally open that. So this is all that it looks like, and so now we're going to see if I can write it from the renderer process by getting access to it from the preload. So we'll see. So the first things we're going to do is go backwards a little bit and see where we put it in. Okay, so I put it for the preload to the controls. So we're going to just, in the very start of the preload to the controls, you know, on mounted, we're gonna just write something real quick. So window.api dot whatever I named it, because I don't remember that. Okay, so there's that dot set sync. There's this. Here's the key. The key might be Biggie smells, and then here's the value. This is okay, so there's that. Now let's see what it was for. Grim, thanks for the follow and welcome on in. How are you? All right, so if we get this, we can use the store inside of this. If we don't, I'm gonna have to figure out a different way of doing things for this. We could just turn the store into local storage and and just do it that way, because we will have access to local storage in here, and that's big enough. And who did it? Biggie? You're gonna really.
You know you can only keep these in for 5 minutes, right? And then I can bully you a lot more. Why are you giggling, Max? Okay, anyways, here we are. Let's see if it works. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, well, it didn't. Okay, so... well, we're getting that, so it's probably not gonna work. Oh, import. Ha! Yeah, that's right. We can't use imports, and yeah, we gotta do it the other way. So, the jury's not decided yet on whether this works or not, so, it should be constant, was require, okay, so that should be the correct way to do it inside of the contract bridge, because we can't use imports, we have to use the old require syntax. Okay, not found. That makes sense. So we're in Electron preload control, so where's library going to be? So we are... Oh no, that should really be it. That should be a, I can just not guess and try this. Okay, so if we do this and con underscore path equals, no, not required path, bad autocorrector string path join, and that's not the right thing here. Okay, oh my lord. We should have access to something called journeyman because of the old thing, and then if we do a then we just console log this and see what we get. Wait, we don't have a path module? Is it no path now on this? I don't think it is. We might not have access to it? We just might not have access to it in here. Okay, so that means we can't do it this way. We can't use the store and avatar manager. Because it's just not, but we should have access to local storage in here, which is not the hardest thing, and I can just write a quick wrapper around local storage to do the exact same thing. I just gotta make sure that it's behaving, so it doesn't entirely matter. Okay, so new store is gonna be that, and then Let's see what all processors it does on the store. If it's just set sync and get sync, we're solid. Well, get is synchronous, so it doesn't matter. Set sync is the main. Okay, so we can probably.
Guess what? Guess what? You can't keep your silence forever. We can probably just set this to local storage, most likely. And then we just go in here and then set sync, and we replace it to set on all of these. And we'll just pollute the local storage space. Not that I care. It's fine. It's fine. So that should be fine. It's a quick and easy, dirty way of fixing this. Which also means, though, we do now have to go back here and we have to get. We're gonna have to get this keys, the key names for other places. These aren't really enums. A lot of these aren't. I just called them that, but they're just mapping files. So we're just gonna put them in there for now, I guess, and then we'll just bring it into this. So that way it's a separation of concerns. So for now we have that, and then let's put it in here, a file, and then I don't know. Let me undo this paste to get it. I don't even understand why you would do key names that way, but it is what it is. Yeah, we're just gonna call it Avatar Manager, for lack of a better name. Bam. Okay, so now we have that. Okay, and then now we want to get now we want to import Avatar Manager from enums. Where are we exactly? So we're in lib Avatar Manager, so most likely we need to do import. No, not that. Nice try though. // enums. Are we? Is that really not it? Whatever. We'll just start from scratch then. So /e no. // Okay, what is enums inside of something? Oh, it's inside of the source. Okay, we're just gonna leave that horrible naming convention from me naming something fast in the path. It's fine, and instead we're going to probably just do something equally as fast that'll stick around forever. So then yep, we're googling that. Sometimes you can't spell. I can't spell. It happens. There we are. Okay, so let's try this again. So we have a constants. No, not find. Create file. Hello? Okay, so there's that. Now back to the Avatar Manager. And JS. Grab that. It's no longer valid. We got to go find its path and delete it from existence. Okay, and then now we will export Why did you open that up? Exports. Const. Avatar. Manager. Equals bam. Okay, so now we can just use that in Avatar Manager. It's fine. It's a horrible name, but I don't care at this point. At this particular point in time, it's something that can be fixed with low effort at any point you want. So now we need to get back into where it came from, which is probably this real Avatar Manager. Okay, bet. There we go. So we now have shared keys, which is the important part, because we need this thing for the file in order to replace the save functions in here with the set sync version, because we're no longer using the shared stuff. And then we're just going to get our, you know, the keys that way, and this is just purely for auto loading, or even better, yeah, even better, because we're gonna have access to the file path now. We just send a signal on command. Are we doing anything in the payload on commands here? Or not? I might need to refactor this, because, you know, if we just do commands channel payload like the IPC relay, we can structure it that way. So yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. So IP.relay. And we're just gonna copy this bad boy here, and then we're gonna bring it over to there, and then we're just gonna make the commands relay work. Except I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think we're gonna call it a command relay, because that's not what it is. It's not relaying anything whatsoever. But what we are doing is we're forcing a. We're going to be forcing a specific convention on how to do things. So it's no longer at payload. Let's find an IPC relay send real quick as an example. IPC.relay send. See that this is what we have. We have to do something like this. So put that out. Just for that Biggie smells. What? I needed to test something. It was the first thing that came to my mind. Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? Do you need a hug? Do you need a huggy wuggies? You need some huggy wuggies? You need some snuggy wuggies? Yeah? Yeah? You want some snuggies? I can give you some snuggies. And if this doesn't work, we can go back to, we can just create a IPC render chain to take care of it, which I don't want to do that though. Okay, so anyways, we have a channel, so commands, and then obviously it's just going to be command here. Okay, so command, I don't know why that's yellow, but whatever, don't care. So, and so that means that, so it's going to be select file. So command equals select file on this one. That's not true. That's not how this works. It's fine. It's that, and then it's right here. That's how it really works. Okay, so select file, and then now we have our auto load. So auto load. Okay, so there's our auto load. And then now we can come in here and got the contents. Bam. Okay, and then we come in here and got the contents. And then we just go fix the, and then we just go fix with, you know, like this for it. Okay, so that fixes that. Got contents. Okay, so there's that. And then obviously we can't do that or anything avatar manager. So we have our save, which we'll save with the, we'll save with, you know, just a regular store or something. Or no, we won't need that. Because we're doing this, we're now gonna have access to commands, so we don't actually have to save anything. We're gonna have it from local storage, so we can just do that. And this is where we're gonna get our file path. We're gonna get a real file path from auto load. So we'll have a command, and then we're gonna have a payload in the command. So it'll be silly. It'll be called like payload or something, or payload data. I'll probably call it payload data. Yeah. Okay, so we have command and then whatchamacallit. So let's find select file in here and then auto load. Select file. So commands and then yeah, we can do this. Not that. This. There you go. Good PC. Good PC. Okay, and then command on this one was select file, I believe. Select file. Okay. And we don't need anything else with that. So another commands one in here should exist. With auto load, we should probably just search for auto load. So here we are. So if we do auto load now, the command is auto load. Okay, and then we get file path. And now we do the avatar manager file path. So that begs the question. How did it do that before? Bark. Sorry, brain fart here. So is the avatar manager doing just one instance of stuff? So no matter what we do it in, well, we're gonna have to hold that thought. I gotta go to the bathroom. And anyways, I probably have to wrap up bedtime. But yeah, be right back, barkies. Bark. Okay, backies. We'll finish up this last thing and then I gotta go bed. So it obviously was getting it from that. And it was setting the store based on what? I don't know. We're gonna have to back out some stuff real quick. Based on avatar, Jason. Okay, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. We are well, if this is supposed to be done in both the render process and not the render process, it should be fine. Well, no, that's so the local storage. The local storage is not the same. Angry dog noises. Okay, so we're gonna have to do an IPC shuttle in order to save it to the store, to the avatar store. So that means we're just going to revert everything, keep it as it was. We don't need those keys. The store can't be this instance of store. It instead needs to it's going to need to be a instance of the Electron API that we expose, because we're gonna have to render things back and forth. So we're just going to do we're probably just going to overwrite it here, make my life easier. So we're just gonna do a store right there, and then we will have. Oh, do I actually need the... Let me think about this. Do I actually need the avatar manager in any way, shape, or form in controls? Am I even trying to? Well, we did try this right here, so this is fine, but no, avatar manager. Because I don't think there's any way, shape, or form I'm going to need this in controls right now. So I might be able to get away with local storage. But we're still gonna have to go and get path, because the local the auto load command comes from here. So we have to get that file path out of something somewhere. I have an idea. So who gets the VRM binary? So we're gonna go in here and look for fs.read, not ps, fs.read file sync. There should be only a couple. Actually, in this fact, there's only one, and we send VRM data. So VRM data goes what to the renderer. Okay, so when we do this, load buffer. So when we do this, select file path is file paths right here. I think we're just going to do IPC send all, and we're just going to do avatar file path, and then I can just store it in local storage on both sides, and then we can get it. Okay, so that's how we're going to deal with that. So we're going to do that. There we are. Okay, so what's the dot send? Or no, it's my command. So IPC send all. So we are sending it to avatar.file path and file path. Okay, so we're gonna get an avatar file path now, and then we just gotta deal with saving it to local storage. Okay, so find in file, or not find in files. We're now gonna go to our controls window. Now, hello, welcome on in, and you are a bit late, but we're going for a little bit. I want to finish this one part. I don't want to like finish in the middle of something non-working. You'll take an IOU on the hugs. Oh, you want a Huggies? You want a Huggies, Mac? I have a Huggies. Here we are. Maybe. Well, we got to get my pausies first. There. Oh, here's a hug from me to you. Yeah, a boy. Yeah, the scariest wild dog giving you the scariest wild dog hug that ever did exist. Excuse me. So we are getting our file path from that now, and we're there, and here is our onload event. So we have our avatar.file path. We don't need that. We're just local storage set item. Oh, is it really set item? I thought it was just set. Local storage API. I guess it's just get item and set item. Whatever, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Whatever it is to set and get, that's all that matters. Okay, so avatar.file path. Pretty sure we can have dots in it. Alright, so there's that. So there's the payload. Okay, so now we need to do... And now we need to find where we get it. No, it's not going to be called that. It's auto load. Okay, so we don't want to get rid of that. So let file path equals local storage get item. And is it still in here? It is. Okay, and so if we have a file path, otherwise it'll be a null or blank. If we have a file path, then we can set our file path. So we're gonna lose one auto load command here, but it'll be fine. We'll have to reload it manually, but this should work as long as I don't have any hangy danglies anywhere. Avatar manager, that might be a little broken woken. Nope, we left it at that state. We can leave it at the store in the initializer. Okay, here's the seeing if things work or if I broke them and they just don't render. Yep, there we are. Preload controls. There's something still broken. That's right, we don't want that anymore. We're not doing that in here. Okay, it's working. Obviously it's not gonna preload now. We have to choose our VRM, which isn't that big of a deal. We go banana. It should be loaded by now, and we can go ahead and do the start. Okay, we got it. Okay, so that means the next time it restarts, if everything worked correctly, which I don't think we finished. I don't think I finished. Main. Yeah, that would have broken. so we gotta do that. You're allowed to have like undeclared properties in here, but it would have like aired out like right there, because you can't like access something of nothing. So the file path, we should have a file path, so but we're still going to keep the check, but it should be on payload file path. Okay, now we should have saved it. I'm pretty sure. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Anyways, so if we figure out which one's the controls window, it should be this one. Okay, so we should be able to inspect the application now and come in here and okay, that's inspected. Okay, perfect. Oh, I don't want to close that. So there's that. There we are. Okay. We have our file path, and as soon as I close, sorry, yawning tired. As soon as we now come to here, all right, there we have it. Okay, auto load's working again in a different way. Now to fix the avatar thingy, because the avatar manager, it doesn't have access to that store, so we're going to need to use that avatar manager class in a couple of areas, I think. And so I'm going through the difficulties of doing this to set up the shuffling, and knowing that we are rewriting it, but I think I'm gonna rewrite that next time. Yeah, so let's do a file. So it'll be simpler for me to remember that there's a file I need to do next. So finish updating the avatar manager to use something different than the flat KVP store, as that not accessible. Don't worry, I can spell, I promise. This is fine. See, there we are. Not accessible via browser windows. The current main idea is to create a IPC relay. That's okay. That shuffles data to the get and set sync methods. Okay, so that's where I gotta remember to start up at. Yeah. All right. Didn't make the greatest of progresses today, but progress is progress. And I need that, because everyone who was here in the beginning saw firsthand twice what happened with VNian. So this part of the application is crucial, because VNian has crash states. Unless the new thing to stop it from writing into swap right here that we did, if that actually works, then I can move on back to gaming, and then I can stop having to like hardcore focus on this. But until then, with this constantly crashing, we're a little you know bound to fixing it faster than not faster, unfortunately. So with that said, let's find a raid target, Beans. Hope y'all had fun. Hope you enjoyed. I hope y'all are enjoying the technical side of things. Oh my lord, Biggie at 99. Denied. I'm going to bed. wearing whatever I want to wear. That's right. Need it. I really wish my tongue would work. I gotta fix that. Vicky's like, no. Why are you rubbing your rear on the floor, Napsu? What is this? All right, so let's see who's online now. Who do we got? Who's doing the streamings? Quickly, wait, why would you do that? Save your money, take care of yourself. Alrighty. I think I will take you all the cookies. Barkies. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you had fun. I know I did. Well, except when I was starting to cuss at Claude because he annoys me so much. It annoys me so much. I'm sorry. I'm only human. I get frustrated. Uh-oh. Well, then you all get a raid into another place. But yeah, so for all of you new here, we still got a few more seconds. Here's the social link. Feel free to follow, you know, or don't, doesn't matter. But if you join that Discord and you want to also join, you know, the Little Bean Discord, because that's the one that's going to take you into Artastic, feel free to message me, and I'll get you into Puptastic, where all the little itty-bitty baby beans hang out. Well, we hang out on both, but believe me, there's a lot more plushies and shenanigans than the other one. But yeah, thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.